Robin.
That's right. We got the Wire guys.
Yeah, they're probably in the elevator.
On their way up, yo.
So, Jimmy, help me out. Jamie Hector was Marlo?
Marlo, of course.
Okay, good. J.D. Williams was Bodie?
Yes.
Wait, I want to go 3 for 3.
Oh, yeah.
Chad Coleman. Ugh, this is going to be a tough one. Politician?
Nope.
Fuck.
He was great.
Yeah.
His name was Cuddy.
Oh, Cuddy. Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
He was
Fucking Cuddy.
He was a gangbanger who was sent out to commit a murder, and he just couldn't pull the trigger.
Do it. Pointed the gun at him. It's just kind of like...
Yeah.
That was a great scene. Well, I'll tell him when he comes in. I'm just going to wind up repeating myself like an ass.
He should have shot that little motherfucker.
Oh, that fucking Fruit. That kid's name was Fruit.
Fruit.
That he should have shot.
He was a
He got killed anyway, though.
Yeah, he did.
Notice
he got
that-
his comeuppance.
Yes, he did.
Oh, Cuddy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I said yeah without knowing. I think people knew that.
Yes.
So I had to Google it. Yeah, of course I know who he is.
Yes, he's fantastic.
He wasn't in a lot of episodes, and then he was the guy that ran the boxing gym.
Yeah, he
trying
was
to get the kids on the straight and narrow. Straight and narrow.
I believe he entered in season 3.
Yeah, I remember him.
I think he entered season 3, or was it season 4? It might have been season 4.
I think it was season 4.
Oh, great, because I only have season 3 with me, so he'll be signing season 3. That's all I have.
I just said I think it was season 4.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Well, ask him.
Sometimes they luck out.
I don't know why we're speculating when these guys will be here very shortly.
By the way,
Yes.
I was thinking.
By the way.
I was thinking during break before the Wire guys get in here. If Glen Close gives us any bit of attitude today, I feel sorry for Glen Close.
Yes. I think she'll be great, but you're right.
Oh, God.
If she
After
does.
what we've been through with this booking and all the shit that's been going on,
Yeah.
if she gives us one iota of attitude,
Oh, fuck. Could you imagine?
no,
The old
Game
I don't
over.
want to even fucking...
Game over.
If she gives the old I don't want to even fucking be here
game
vibe...
over. Game over.
After all that, and we have to sit through an I don't want to be here vibe.
We will tell her to her face that we didn't even want her on the show.
Oh.
I'll bet you she's great, though.
She'll be good.
The fact that I met her at Dane's thing, at least she's a comedy fan, so...
Was that in Boston?
It was in Boston when he shot, yeah. You were at that, weren't you?
Yeah, I guess I don't care as much. Did we really meet Glen Close? I was with you the entire time, so I must have.
Yeah, a couple of the Red Sox were there.
When we went backstage, and it was just who's who of people checking out Dane Cook's taping of... was that his first HBO?
I do not know. That was...
Jimmy was so depressed that day because Dane Cook had 2 sold-out shows at whatever they call it now.
Boston Garden, yeah.
Yeah, the old Boston Garden. We're leaving the first show that was just amazing, and there's 15,000 people waiting to come in. They're turning around the Boston Garden for a second show in the same night.
Yeah. He did that at the Garden, too.
He did that a few times, right?
Well, you know what? A guy like Dane removes your excuses. Kevin Hart does, too. So does Aziz. Guys that are selling 2,000 and above. Because every comedian, Louis is selling everywhere out. And we all like to go, well, you know, man, it's the economy. Really? What, the Danes fans don't have to deal with the economy? Of course they do. If people want to see you badly enough, they come out to see you. So when you see that, you realize that people will come out to see a show.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not like, if you see Dane doing 1,500 people out of 10,000, you're like, all right, the economy is shit in the bed.
Yeah,
When you see Dane doing 35,000 out of 35,000, it's possible.
It was amazing. I think...
It was a great show.
Roland is opening the door, and...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gentlemen. Gentlemen.
What's up, Jamie?
Jamie,
How you doing, man?
Thanks for coming back, Jamie.
Chad, how you doing?
How you doing, guys?
Hey, Chad, how are you, brother?
How you doing, man?
Cuddy from The Wire. And, of course, Marlo from The Wire. But Jamie Hector and Chad Coleman.
Where's Bodie?
Bodie should be on his way.
Oh, he's on his way? Okay.
Where are we?
Yeah.
Probably got caught up watching that game last night.
Hold on. I got to figure out what mic you're on. All right. Does that one work for you, Marlo? Jamie?
Yes.
That works for you. And okay, we good? All right, we're good.
Yeah. Now,
what were you saying about the game?
I mean, I know JD probably got caught up watching the game last night. That's probably why we don't see him right now.
What happened with the game?
Wait.
Miami and
Please tell me you want Dallas.
You know what?
Oh, God.
No, he don't
No,
want
no,
Dallas.
listen,
so
no,
he,
no, no, no. I'm riding with Miami.
You're buying into the
Foremost,
LeBron James hype?
I'm New
That's
York.
correct.
Yeah, I got to ride to the brother because, you know, everybody's counting on the brother to count out.
Yeah.
So I'm saluting my brother.
You're both into the Heat winning this thing?
And
brother,
Dwayne's
I
my
never
boy.
said that.
Dwayne's my boy, so I got to ride with
You
him.
know
I said
Dwayne?
Dirk Nowitzki
I love
and
Dirk.
Jason Kidd should win championships.
Right.
And Jason Terry. That's what I'm on.
Well, it's a great series.
Dallas Mavericks.
It's a great series. It's tied at 2 now, so
Yeah.
It is.
whoever wins the next game will be in the driver's seat.
Well, I didn't watch last night. What was
86-83, I think.
What were you doing? Where were you? What's going on?
I did a
Come
set.
on.
I did a very mediocre set at the Comedy Cellar in the Village. Well received by some, not as well as I had hoped it would go. And then I wound up going home and masturbating furiously on my computer.
Chad, you
Appreciate your
asked.
honesty, I think.
You asked.
Appreciate your honesty, I think.
Wait, you really want the Heat there?
Yeah, I'm riding with the Heat, definitely.
Don't you think LeBron just kind of bought into this whole thing and kind
I
of takes
think
away from it a little bit?
I think he's a magnificent player. He really does what he's supposed to do on the court. And at the same time, you know, I mean, I dig Dwayne and Bosh, and they're putting it together. They're doing it, and I think they're going to win several championships.
It's hilarious because the rest of the team just doesn't matter. No one knows their names.
Come on, that was like Jordan and Pippen, though.
Yeah, I know. No one knows their
Yeah.
names. They're on the court with the guys, but you
I know,
barely
right?
pay attention to them.
Oh,
Every once in a
wow.
while, another guy will score, and you're like, who is that guy even? Who is he? It's all about those three.
Do you think it was a kind of a dick move when Pippen said that he thinks that LeBron is better than
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Jordan? Was that like a jab at Jordan, or do you think?
I'm still trying to
Absolutely.
figure that one out.
How do you say that? LeBron hasn't
No,
proved himself on that level yet. He could very well, do as well as Jordan did.
Well, I mean, I personally, I think Scottie Pippen probably spent more time with Jordan than anybody else. So, and was actually at one point probably the second best player in the NBA. Mm-hmm. So, when he speaks, I listen. You know what I mean? So, I believe when it's all said and done, because if you look at the size of this guy and his basketball acumen, his abilities on the court, what he's able to do, left, right, and center, yeah, he could be. He ain't yet.
We're still waiting though.
What he's
That's
able
true.
to
We
do.
waiting.
Jordan used
Jordan
to Jordan used to light it up.
No, I agree.
yeah.
And play with the flu. Let's not forget.
That's true. In the playoffs, nobody showed up like Jordan. There was no excuses for Jordan. Jordan always showed up, played at a high level, and was incredibly successful. So,
6 championships.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, he could get there because he's younger. You know what I mean?
But I don't think that's. We can move on to other things.
fine,
but
dude.
I don't think.
No.
I don't think it was up to Pippen to say that. That's kind of disrespectful. Being so close to Jordan all those years, why would you do that to Jordan? Let someone else say that.
But he made a point.
I understand what Chad's
he got
saying.
some resentment, man. You
Yes.
know, remember the Knicks when he got that call on game, against the Knicks when Jordan left the league that very next year, Scottie then was on the way to another championship, and he got a foul called on him against the Knicks, man. So he's still resentful. So he's mad.
Do you think he's
Holding a
Jordan
grudge.
shouldn't have left?
He's Jordaned out. Do you think so? He's
think
tired
so.
of Jordan. It's like Jordan was the hot chick he was dating for a long time. Jordan left, and he's sick of hearing about Jordan's tits. He's like, yeah, she was all right, but I fuck other girls now.
You're right. You're right. He won a championship on his own.
Yeah.
That would have been great for him.
Yeah, and it never happened.
Right on.
That was his way of saying, like, I'm not, I'll speak out against Michael. Michael isn't the boss of me. I think that was he's probably tired of being compared second to Jordan.
boss of me.
You're not the boss.
You're not the boss of me.
Yeah.
As far as the series goes, it's going to be tough for the Mavs, though.
That's a
think
wonderful
so, too.
series.
It is, but
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them. They're doing
Mavs
what they're
are
supposed to do. They
tiring
won
out.
last night. Derek had a cold, and that's probably the reason why he missed most of those shots. If
Right.
not for that, then, I mean, he would have been amazing.
Come on, let's
And he
do
still
this.
is amazing, but,
I
you know,
will laugh if
still in
LeBron
all
doesn't
Miami,
win
you know.
championship.
Is
They're
Miami that
supposed
much
to-
better?
They're supposed to win this.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't really know how to answer that. They got the big three
yeah.
that haven't played together that long, obviously.
You know, I don't watch basketball. After my good friend left, I just kind of stopped. I just showing them.
Gentlemen, just in case you don't.
I'm showing them my picture of me and Kareem, where his tie is actually longer than my torso. But I used to love the Lakers, and a lot of people have said, Matt, we've brought this up before. People have speculated that Magic was better than Jordan as an all-around player, not as a scorer, because he played better defense and he could play any position on the court, and he was the center that year. I don't know if that's true or not.
Jordan was better at motivating. I mean, Magic was better at motivating the players around him to play at a higher level. Jordan scared everybody. So you know, Scotty had headaches at first, so he had to get it together, you know, because Jordan is the type of dude that he ain't taking no shorts, as they say, and he's not trying to make you feel comfortable. Magic was all about making the dudes around him feel comfortable, you know.
Yeah. Magic Magic was more of like the caretaker in the family.
Right.
Like, you guys, is everybody okay? Here, I'll pass it to you. Just pass it back, and I'll put it.
Let's not forget Jordan scored 63 points in a playoff game.
Yes, he did. That was against Boston.
And it was a loss.
Yeah.
LeBron lost last night. He had 8 points.
Did he really have 8 points?
Yes.
What happened?
He had 8 points.
You said he wasn't. He wasn't. I thought
you
he had
know,
more
I'm
than
not
that.
He had
sure
a
what's
bad
going on.
fucking game last night.
Shut him down.
That's rare.
That's only good if you have 75 assists.
But
If you have 8 points, 48 rebounds, and 75 assists.
Still almost won though.
I think it was 8. He had a bad game last
Wow.
night. But,
Yeah.
But obviously we're big fans. Chad, we haven't talked to you yet. We've talked to Jamie before. We're all huge Wire fans.
Hey.
You were Cuddy on the show,
Indeed.
doing the boxing thing.
Cuddy from the cut.
We had Sugar Ray Leonard in here yesterday.
Is that right?
Yeah, he was very nice.
And
we had him crying.
What did Sugar Ray say? And Sugar Ray said,
Oh, yeah, that's good. Wow, yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with Wiener.
That's exactly. Goddamn, that's a good Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray's on tape delay.
Yeah.
I think what it was. I'm just kidding. Sugar Ray, love you,
Holy
bro.
shit, that's funny, man.
It's all about jokes on this show, don't you?
Yeah,
Say you're kidding.
absolutely,
Fuck
man.
That's great, the Wiener reference, though. We're obsessed with him.
God, we are. What a
Man.
Isn't he the
What
greatest?
a wiener.
Another dope that tripped on his own dick on his way to the
Hey,
White
man.
House.
He's got a Spitzer on speed dial right now.
Yeah.
Man, what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah, who's your PR people? Because they really made you. He's got a fucking television show out of it.
Yeah.
That's not a bad gig.
Exactly.
Wiener will be on TV. He's got that personality.
He's gonna be
He'll
so.
get a TV show out of this.
He's so done, though, man.
He's done, yeah.
He's done.
But we
I don't
read,
think he's completely done.
I don't
think
know if
as
he is
far as-
either.
I think the Democrats are just as a whole are going to say, look, you got to go. Regardless
Yeah.
if you want to stay or not, you got to go for the
now. Everybody's going to target
the good
you.
of the good of the collective.
Exactly.
I guess Jamie hasn't seen the transcripts that came out today. He's done.
It's even worse,
done.
right?
He was talking about mouth fucking.
Jeez.
yeah.
I was on my way here.
Yeah.
he's a dirty boy, this Anthony Weiner.
There's some dirty
yeah.
stuff that came out today that you can only talk about on satellite. By the way,
We're
they're not
all-
going to mention this on CNN.
We're all filthy. I understand, but it's that whole he was lying thing. People don't like that shit.
Right. Out of eye contact also.
And
It's
the-
like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the Republicans now can just jump down his throat and be like, hey, this guy lied, get him the fuck
And there's a
out.
montage of him lying too. They showed a montage of him going, "Not
yeah.
me, I wouldn't do it." It's like you kind of have to the first time lie. Like he's almost, if he admits it immediately, he's a psychopath who you don't. Did you sleep? You're married. Did you sleep with somebody else? Yes, I did. That's not a guy that you want to trust because you're a fucking wacko. But after the first lie, you had to come clean, and that was where he
if
screwed
he
up.
would have came clean immediately, it probably would have helped him out a little more.
Yeah.
You try to get some mileage. You start crying. They all start
Yeah,
crying.
yeah.
Just cry. You
My
gotta
wife,
cry.
when he brings up his wife, is
I don't know.
crackles. His voice starts crackling.
My wife and her long head are overseas right now. You know what? There's all these political wives are lousy in bed. Let's cut to the chase. I mean, McGreevy's wife you can't blame.
No.
But I think a lot of it is these are very proper women. These are very they're well-educated women. They're probably had good upbringings.
Yeah.
And
It's a different kind of. It's the flip on the trophy wife for them.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Who I need to represent me in public? And,
Right.
Make me look good. You
Yes.
know, all of that is going on.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You go like,
because the
wow.
best lays are never the ones you want to bring to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Like the girl who jams 2 fingers in your ass. You never want to be photographed with the president with that woman because she's a wacko. But that's the way it is.
I love you, Jimmy.
But the truth, though, you know what I mean?
See Jamie's face. when you say that. See Jamie's face.
Oh, I don't like 2 fingers.
I understand.
Random example. I'm a one finger and then run out the door guy.
You're the one finger key.
Yeah. By the second finger, I'm like, all right. I got the point.
This isn't fun anymore.
If I wasn't awake, ladies and gentlemen, I'm awake now.
Yeah. It's a little early, but Jimmy knows how to wake you up.
That's great.
Holy shit.
But that is the way it is. It's like
Holy shit is right.
there's no combination of that girl on this level of power. You need something dirty. That's why they just do this.
Yeah.
I love talking dirty on the computer. I love it, but I'm not a politician, so it's not.
No,
gonna
you
hurt
can
me.
say whatever you want.
Yeah. It's just,
Oof. I remember last time you guys you came in, I had yet to even watch The Wire.
Oh, wow.
I was sitting there,
He was odd man out.
And listening to these guys talk about it was like, holy shit, you got to watch it. I finally was like, all right, I'm popping in season 1. Right. I pop it in. I'm like, fuck. For a week straight, it was run home, just watch like episode after episode. And then I'm thinking, who are these poor motherfuckers that had to wait? Like when an episode would end, I'm like, no, remote, next one.
You got the fix.
Fuck the week. Then wait a year for the next season.
Wow,
So I was like, beginning to end, watch the whole thing, and now I'm in these guys' camp. It's the best show I've ever seen on television.
Wow.
Thank you.
And just spectacular. The acting, the storylines, just
the language.
Amazing. Yeah, the realism was there. It was just, it was fantastic, you know. And I wasn't able to say that last time. I'm just like, hey, what are these motherfuckers?
Listen,
I have no idea. No.
Listen, that's the beauty of it, man. The shelf life of this show is crazy because we always get new fans all the time.
Right.
And people are having an amazing experience with DVD and being able to control it. You know?
That's right.
They don't have to wait.
The marathon is the shit,
There
man.
you go.
When you can just one after another, and then you wake up and go, fuck, I missed half of that episode. I'll catch it tomorrow.
Absolutely.
You know,
and that's why HBO caught so much attention when they basically allowed you to watch the next episode at midnight.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
That right there turned the game up for them.
That's
also.
right.
And that made you go to that part of the service, the HBO. Was it on demand or whatever?
Right.
That was a brilliant move.
That was a brilliant move.
Yeah, it was.
And then, how great of an actor is Jamie?
I know.
That's Marlo.
It's just,
I can't believe you're the same guy, man.
Because that was just a ruthless ass character.
I remember the first time you were coming in here. We were a little scared. Like, fuck, Marlo's coming in here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
sociopathic kind of guy.
I mean,
absolutely.
it's just fantastic, though. And Jimmy had brought up the scene before I had seen it, but that poor dumbass security guy at the store. Oh, you dumbass! Just shut the fuck up.
That's all you got to do.
You know, it's funny because when I was doing that scene, right before we shot that scene, Ed Burns said, "This is when America will hate you."
Yes,
that's what he said.
It's like because he's
it was
a
an innocent
working
man, a
guy.
working
He's
class
got to do
individual.
his job.
You know what, though? I watched that again, and I'm like, stay in the fucking store. The lollipop.
Exactly.
Stay in your lane,
That's
man.
the point.
That's all. That's what
Stay
it
in
is.
your lane.
a lollipop.
But he felt he couldn't be punked out like that. But he didn't know, who he was dealing with. And
Yeah.
just,
He should have brought you more lollipops. That would have been. But then again, he didn't know you just dropped 150K or whatever it was.
Which was
fucking
taken
playing.
by Omar, yeah.
Oh, was that right after Omar
I
robbed
think
you
that
guys?
was, that was. I mean, it was basically.
No, I think that was after you lost a poker game and you said one day I'm going to come back and I'm going to
right.
get the Escalade.
Oh, yeah.
See, look at
well,
that.
he came up in there.
Oh, yeah.
You're correcting
Jimmy will fucking give you
Yeah.
transcripts.
You just correct Jimmy. Why? I know when he lost the money.
Jimmy will describe the blocking for the scene.
Yes. Although I did make a mistake with when we had Michael Williams in the first time. With the he was. I thought something happened in season 1 that actually happened in season 2, and so I made a complete asshole out of myself. Like, I think it was season 2, and they're like, "That's the guy." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, right. It was season."
He started whistling.
Whenever I hear him whistle, I always think the farmer in the dell, the farmer in the dell.
Right? That's what I'm talking about.
What is the song that he's whistling?
It is.
That's
think.
it.
Oh, it is that.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought it was another
definitely.
song that had the
that's
same.
it.
That's
it.
definitely it.
That's what's
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
about it, right?
So now we got paintball coming up Saturday. Now this sounds great. I used to play years ago before the equipment got like crazy. Are you guys experienced in?
Dude, I
paintball?
was I spent 4 years in the military, and in 2008, remember when the strike happened? I went back. And that was part of the training.
Oh,
and
shit.
I'm telling you, man, now we can say whatever we want, right?
Yeah.
They waxed our ass, man. I'm telling you right now. I don't know. That was some super paintball stuff. I mean, you had dudes in there like scream. I'm not kidding, man.
All right, I'm hit. I'm out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I mean,
Last
they
year
just
was.
basically set us up. So, but is it like that, Jay?
No,
I
yeah,
didn't do
because
it
you know what?
year.
Last year, Def Jam actually purchased the team, not knowing that they sent basically Marines in Team 6.
Wow.
And in Lady 6, look, they hit me. I mean, I never felt anything like it before, but at the same time, it felt good, But they hit me so quick in the way that they moved an organization, and they came down the line, they cut us off, and they just
They
and
know
they
the
had me
whole
screaming
deal.
like, oh, I had to hit back. Because the Wires did win last year.
Can't even get a shot off. You're just
If you
done.
get shot once, you're done. Is that how it works?
Well, no. If you get, they have the rules up there. But if you get shot once, Yeah, if you get shot once, you're actually eliminated.
All right, because I'm going to bring different. I'm just going to bring outfits and start shedding clothes. It's not me.
But there's so much protective gear out there, and so many things to guard yourself behind that you can't get shot if you know how to move and maneuver, and your partner can protect you also.
Unless you get like somebody, because once they whittle your team down enough, and you could be behind something and just going, it's just a matter of time.
Right.
I'm going to get up and do an Audie Murphy run to you stand the second you stand up, you're just done.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get shot by Chad because it's going to humiliate me. Like, you let fruit go, and then I'm going to and then he's going to have me in his sights, and he's going to fucking pop me.
Yeah. Screw you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I have to go to Jamie. Couldn't do it, man.
Why? I don't know. The little worm was sitting there asking me to sign a DVD. Couldn't do it to him.
Couldn't do it, man.
Did you come in season 3 or 4?
Three.
You were,
Jamie and I came in the
good.
same season.
I thought so.
Yeah,
Okay.
Absolutely, man.
I thought so. So let me give you our details too while we keep talking here, just so you know. And individuals can come, and we've been saying that because people think they have to bring 5 people. If it's just you and one buddy or whatever, you can come by yourself, and they'll put you on a team. It's at New York City Paintball, 4711 Van Dam Street. It's right over the 59th Street Bridge in Queens. Very easy to get to. Or you could call, what's his name, the guy we're calling?
Robert Vasquez.
Oh, Robert. Okay. Call him at 201-852-8777. That's 201-852-8777. And, or you can email him. It's ROBKRS10. Very easy one to remember. Jesus. ROBKRS10 at me.com. And the packages range from $750 to $2,500 per team, so you won't have to pay that much as an individual. There are meet and greets in some of the packages, and all the proceeds, every dollar, goes to Moving Mountains Incorporated. This is Jamie's nonprofit youth organization. It allows kids to develop their talents as actors, and it's a great cause.
Absolutely.
And I certainly could have used something like this when I was young. Just because my acting stinks. I wish somebody was looking out for me, because now I'm 42 and I audition. And they're like, hey, we like your comedy. And I come in, I'm like, and they're like, you're fucking horrendous.
Yeah, what's the charity about?
Well, it's one of our organizations. It's basically caters to at-risk youth in Brooklyn. But the wonderful part about it is we have kids that we service from Harlem, New Jersey, Queens, and they basically all come into Brooklyn. And we focus on acting. Music, we have a studio designed for them also. They can develop and create their own music. And we have a show every month at the Brooklyn Museum because they extended their space to us. So we develop original plays, and then we go and perform the original plays, and we raise funding through that also, as well as dancing. And at the dance studio down on Fulton in Brooklyn also, we extend space to them. They extend space to us over there. And it's just an all-inclusive location where kids can actually come and create, and it's free of charge.
That's cool.
Awesome.
Did you get involved with somebody else or think this up yourself? I mean, that's pretty noble.
I was a part of a theater company when I was growing up called Tomorrow's Future Theater Company. That effectively changed my life. And basically from that point on, I went and studied at Strasberg because that was the springboard for me. Like, I got the acting bug from there. And then I partnered up with Elaine Roberson and S.A. Overmeyer, and we all came together, and I just, you know what it was really also? I was shooting The Wire season 3. Beginning of season 4, we had that break, like you guys said, the year in between. And I was walking, and there's a kid that I used to work with in the past, and he just looked at me and said, "Jamie, are you coming back for me?" And I said, "Wow." I was like, "Yeah, we'll be back." So then from that point on, we took care of the paperwork, the 501c3 nonprofit, found a location. Mega Everest College partnered up with us, and they basically extended space to us. They gave us a location. So now we're in the process of trying to purchase the building in Brooklyn.
God, I can't even get out of bed. Like, I'm just like
he's a good
he's
guy.
working and setting up charities and stuff, and I'm just like, tomorrow.
You know what? I felt good about
terrible.
I felt good about myself because I donated all my baby stuff to a charity yesterday.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the shit today, and look what this guy's doing.
But you know what, man? It's just a powerful testament that arts empower. The arts change lives. As soon as they start cutting something, they want to cut the arts. But you realize that it's an empowering thing, because the most important thing for these kids is to find out their identity and their self-worth. And when you start creating, something happens inside you that changes the whole, because everybody's really looking at you from the outside and telling you who you are. And then when you get to start to define yourself, something happens inside you that it happened to Jamie, and it carried forward, and he paid it forward.
Can we cancel history and get rid of history teachers before?
Exactly.
Seriously,
Right.
man.
You know?
It's always the arts. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, or
That really gets
trigonometry. I don't need trigonometry.
Exactly.
All those
I've never been with a hooker and said,
Hey, man.
I've never been with a hooker and said, look, I owe you $50. I only have 2 with X to the 3rd power.
But when it comes to theater or music, it's like, get rid of that. Who really
Exactly.
needs that shit?
Yeah, that's so needed.
man.
Get the fuck out.
And that is the real stuff that can make a difference, where people kind of, can go in there, realize who they are, bring out talents they never thought they had.
Oh, definitely. That along with academics, of course.
Yeah, no
but
doubt.
That,
I mean,
to not take that away, to not strip that away is key. And when they have a place to actually come and develop their talents, because there's so many budding talents out there, like when they have a place to come and develop it and then go.
You know what's great too, though? It's not like you're going to the government and asking for all kinds of money or trying to get tax money. You're raising money. And obviously it's good being who you are, you're recognizable and doing stuff like that. Like I said, I don't get out of bed, and that's a pretty fucking noble thing to do.
I have to say, a lot of red tape with the government, but with the support of my team, Chad, Sonia, Michael K. Williams, JD, Snoop, Anwan, Slim Charles, Anwan Glover, with the whole team, I mean, they support, and we always support each other. With Sonya, where we ride for change, and her organization.
Why do you think that show and the cast, you guys have stayed pretty tight? When some shows they finish up and they never see each other again.
We're not Hollywood, man. We're very real people.
Yeah,
it was a very real show that demanded very real actors. So I think for the most part, the quality of that show demanded people who were really about, truth, honesty, and we anti-Hollywood, and we were anti-Hollywood, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
the only way they could pay you
and
back
apparently
is
Hollywood was anti-wire.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Not to say we ain't Hollywood, we're doing our thing, but at the same time, man, like, and Ed Burns will always say, it's like, man, guys like you and Jamie, you rare, you really do care, and I don't know, man, it's product of our upbringing, product of our faith, it's all the above.
What did you do, Chad, before you acted?
I was a security guard.
Oh, really?
He was a forever actor. This guy was. I mean,
I was a soldier.
Yeah.
I was a soldier.
What branch?
The U.S. Army.
All right.
I spent 4 years in the military as a video cameraman, and got to travel all over the world. Came out, went to New York, doing my thing, but I had 15 different jobs trying to make this thing happen. I think that's the other thing. A lot of people, if you don't struggle, if you ain't been through nothing, then it's a little bit surface. I couldn't afford to be surface, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a hustle, it was a grind. You know what I mean? So when you get a level of success, you don't forget where you came from. I mean, I really can't forget it.
That's It's like. I love that when people tell me that shit all the time. They're like, "Hey, Anthony forgot where he came from. He's swimming in his pool." Like, I lived in my car, motherfucker. Believe me, and I remember it. I can't look at wheat thins anymore because I lived on them for like a month straight, just popping these dry ass wheat thins in my drinking water. And it's like, I forgot where I came from. Really?
Exactly.
Really? I can't forget.
Wheat thins makes me remember. One time I was having people over, and my butler forgot the cheese with the wheat thins. I understand.
Damn it.
Man,
Damn it.
you deep, dude.
Oh, man. It's been a hustle.
You know what? That's keeping it real and being, where you came from.
Yeah, I don't want to one-up everybody, but, please, all of my guests were mortified.
Are an ass.
Please shoot him a lot Saturday.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing is who do I want to be killed? Believe me, because I'm going to last about four minutes. There's really nobody I don't want to be shot. Any one of these guys, I would be honored. Or Snoop or Slim Charles or any of them, I would be really happy. Is Dom playing?
You know what? Dom is supposed to come down. Yeah.
Okay, Dom Lombardozzi.
You are going to get welts on that fucking thin, pale ass skin of yours.
I'm just happy you said thin. It's great.
No, I meant your skin.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It really is translucent. It's like pale saran wrap.
I look forward to the welts on Monday.
I don't mind them. I don't mind a good welt.
Put them in some good places, boys.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear baggy clothes. You have to wear baggy clothes are better because it absorbs impact.
Exactly.
Right.
People wear normally I would wear tight things to show off my body.
Spandex.
White spandex.
The bag it better, definitely.
Yeah, not recommended for paintball. all spandex. No.
I wear like a white spandex wrestling onesie. That's how I go out. Take a Cialis, go play a little paintball.
Protect the nipples, bro. Protect the nipples now.
Yeah, that's my sensitive spot. Do you know how many massage therapists have been creeped out when they're like just doing the normal chest rub and they brush my nipple and I go like, oh, no. Jesus.
Oh my God.
That fucking, they're so annoyed when I sexualize the massage and they're not interested in that. So, what you guys, is Glen Close here or no?
I hear you guys know Glen Close.
Oh,
obviously.
man.
She's running late.
Amazing.
Oh, good.
After all that, she's running late.
Good, because
You
I
have no idea. The Glen Close thing has been very complicated.
she would have to come in for these guys.
Coming up soon.
I'll tell you guys the truth. We wanted to blow off Glen Close so we could spend more time with you guys. That's what we think of The Wire and you guys. We're like, fuck Glen
She gonna come in here and say, "I will not be ignored, Anthony."
Is that the greatest I hate women statement? I will not be ignored, Dan. And you're like, we've all fucked girls like you.
Well, she's coming up now.
We've
So.
all
Too
met,
late, right? It was too late.
We've all met
was
girls like
fucked.
you. Well, I think maybe she could come in and hang with us, and then we'll hang until like 9 o'clock, and then we have Andrew Breitbart coming in, or Breitbart, whatever you say his name, right?
Breitbart.
So she'll come in and just do a few minutes.
I was hanging out drinking with that guy the other night. Holy shit! Yeah, he's the guy that's got the pictures of Wiener. And,
Oh, exactly.
And all the transcripts
Right,
and broke the
right.
story.
There you go.
Went up for
The
the press
blogger.
conference.
He might have a pick.
And all I know,
He said he demanded an apology.
yeah, yeah,
Did he get it?
He
He
got it.
it.
He got it.
Sure
Wiener
did.
would have apologized to anybody who asked him.
At that point, yeah,
right.
he would have apologized to
He
anybody.
would have apologized for the serial killer lie in season 5 at the end if you would have asked him to. Hey, did you tie that ribbon around? I'm sorry, I tied the ribbon. I'm sorry. Oh, he was in apology mode.
Hey, before Glen Close gets here, how's Snoop doing?
Snoop is doing okay. She's
With
doing
her
good.
legal issues. She's
yeah,
all right?
we spoke to her. She's going through. Yeah, everything is turning out well. in her
Getting a lot of
favor.
questions on her coming in, so she's
Oh.
she's going to be at the paintball?
She's going to be. At the
She's
paintball.
playing. I haven't met her.
that's
She
cool.
was in one time doing, I think, Shade next door, and Louis C.K. was here.
She don't
Okay.
And she went nuts when she saw Louis, apparently. Cause
She don't
wow.
play, man. We were intimidated with her too.
Oh, yeah, she's so hilarious. I mean, you get a chance to sit down with her up here.
Yeah.
You guys will fall off your seat.
I would
no
love
question.
to talk to her.
Oh yeah,
We
She-
talked to her.
Job
We
on
talked to her.
CNN,
She was-
so
Yeah, Jimmy just wasn't here that
hysterical,
day.
man.
But wow,
She
she's
was on Larry
intimidating.
King one
though.
time.
Yeah, she's a
But she
beautiful
got a
girl.
lot. Yo, you better watch out, bro. She mad. She mad right now.
Is she?
With all she got to deal with. Please, man.
I would love to interview her. I think she's great.
I'm trying to tell you now. You better watch out tomorrow, boy.
Oh,
Watch
she's
out
sure.
this-
we talking about the paintball
Oh, yeah.
competition.
Oh yeah, she takes it a little
Take it out on
seriously.
you.
Yeah, no, I probably look like the cop that raided the place, little fat-faced idiot. She's like, oh, this guy's finished.
Are there going to be metal detectors there? I mean, you guys are using paintball guns,
I
right?
know.
Paintball guns.
Okay.
I know. We're all thinking Brandon Lee.
You sure Snoop's not going to get confused? She's going to.
Not at all. Not
Okay,
at all. That's not even her character. She was actually. It wasn't even true, thank God. You
Yeah.
know, based on everything that she told me and based on
That's
she told
great.
everyone else. So it's gonna be the truth is gonna come out at the end.
And we can have Glenn just come in and sit at the end, right? We can do that with her. All right, we're not, I don't want you guys to leave. I want you to stay for her. You don't mind if she comes in and hangs with us?
Not at all. I love
Okay,
Glen
cool.
Close,
Yeah,
man.
I met her one time. She was very nice, and she actually looked good.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
In person, she's pretty.
Yeah, she is.
Come on. Remember, Jay? We met her at Tribeca when we went down for the film festival.
Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right.
What was that? Was that Tribeca Film Festival?
Tribeca, damn, over there.
Yeah.
Have you met Obama yet? It's his favorite program. Is the why I say program like I'm like
He said
fucking
that?
ant. It's his favorite
The video.
show.
Favorite show, and the Attorney General actually said they want it back.
Yeah,
right.
they love
Is that something?
The Wire.
Wow.
He came to see me. I was on Broadway, and Joe Turner's Come and Gone a couple years ago. He came to see the show. Remember that? That was date night for.
Oh, date night on the Broadway date night.
Exactly.
You were in that
He
show?
was in that
You?
show.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that is cool.
So that's as close as I got, man.
You didn't get to meet him? He was
nah,
gonna-
because it was a small theater, only one exit. They didn't want to wait.
Sure,
you know,
sure,
it's
sure.
That type of deal.
That's
But,
pretty cool.
I
Were you
would've-
nervous?
Nah, man. You know, it's that. Like I said, when it's your moment, it's your moment, man. If you get a chance to perform for the president, it's what you do. Do your thing. That's how I
He
feel.
doesn't turn his phone off. You got to yell at him.
Yeah. Excuse me. The phone's ringing.
Hey, I tell you what, man.
It can't be that important.
But people kept applauding. They would not stop. It's like, listen, we got to start the show, okay? I know you love them. We love them too. But can we do
Enough
the
of this
play?
guy. I got a play to put on.
Sheesh.
Enough already.
And this
right?
is where we're different. I'm so selfish. What was the name of your character in the play?
I was Harold Loomis.
I would have stayed as Harold, and somehow I would have walked off the stage as Harold, and somehow gotten the other character to photograph me and the president. I would have weaseled it into the script.
Made it somehow part of the play. He is crazy when it comes to his pictures.
It's amazing how I would have had to.
Let's do your lines. In the
Hold on,
audience.
that's where I met you at. I met you at a premiere, right?
Yes, it was for Bored
That's
to
right.
Death. I did an episode of Bored, and I was sitting there, I watched, they showed a couple of episodes, and somebody said, because I'd wanted to meet Jamie for so long, he was impossible to get on the show when season 5 came out, and somebody goes, I was talking to Jonathan Ames, and he goes, yeah, it was a great show. And he goes, yeah, and one of the guys from The Wire was there. I'm like, who? And he goes, oh, the guy played Marlowe? I'm like, fucking Jamie Hector? And I ran outside. I almost tackled him. I'm like, hi. And he's like, hi, you want to the after party? I'm like, can we have a picture? And that's why in our picture together, Jamie, he looks like a politician running for office. He's just kind of shaking my hand. And I'm such a jizzbag. I almost went home. Thank God I didn't humiliate myself like this. I almost went home and got my season 5 and went to the after party and got in, but I didn't do that. I'm like,
Oh, that would have been horrible.
I didn't do it.
Remember, we just took a picture. Could you sign
yeah,
me?
I happen to have season 5 in my pocket. LOL. But that was a great. That was in a place I didn't expect to meet. But we had Wendell Pearson.
Wendell's great.
And Clark Peterson
Peters,
recently. Yeah.
Everyone's been on the show, and it was.
Yeah, we had Lance Reddick over at K-Rock when
with the Friends
when the French came out. Yes, and we had.
Yeah.
It's still on, isn't it? No. Who haven't we had?
We've had just about all.
We haven't had.
we haven't had Bodie.
We have not had J.D. Williams.
You know what? That's what I was looking
Yeah,
for.
maybe he's
J.D. Williams?
maybe he overslept or whatever. He's not here. Who's
Yeah, we haven't met him.
Who's outside for us? Glenn's not here yet. Is she coming
Not
up?
yet.
Okay, once she comes up, we'll just walk her right in. You guys can stay for
After
2
all
minutes,
that,
right?
she's
Sure,
late.
man.
Yeah.
Tell her to.
Tell her.
You have no idea, guys. What we've been through with this Glen Close
Yeah,
thing.
believe me, The Wire
You have
took
no
precedent over every other guest. Believe me, we're going to clear the table.
You want to take a quick break?
I know
Because she's not here yet.
Do we need to? I mean,
Matter to me.
I don't care.
I just wanted to ask. I know, obviously, the show's been off for a while, but like I said, I just watched the goddamn thing. There's got to be a lot of speculation as to what happens to your character after that. You're just on the corner. Obviously, you can't deal with that corporate bullshit. How long would you speculate that character lived after the show ends? If you had, hypothetically taken it longer.
It's funny because you can basically see what happened to the characters that came before him and just basically assume what's going to happen to that character.
Exactly. Yeah.
His team is gone. Mm-hmm. He has the money, but he just needs that power. He needs that street, and the young guys are going to come up. And I don't want to basically write the story for anybody that's going to probably write it afterwards, but I would assume that he would probably get fizzled out.
Probably, right?
Probably, because he can't leave the streets. He can't. I mean, they gave him everything in a handbasket.
Yeah, it was
Corporate
almost like a all right, here he is. He's moving and shaking with the business end of this, but that's not his.
That's way out of his league.
It's not his scene. He goes down, and that's all gone too.
Because
so
they don't remember him.
and you
Yeah.
almost. It's so fucked up how such a ruthless guy, but you almost feel bad for the character.
Right.
You're like he's so out of it now. He's just passe.
And
After he
worked
gets
so
cut,
hard for that crown.
Yeah.
and the biggest part that bugged him is that Omar was calling him out by name. That was the only time I think he yelled in the entire series. He yelled once. He yelled once, and it was Chris. But it was a very powerful. It was like Lance Reddick. I mean. He played Daniels, for anybody listening who doesn't know. He yelled maybe once or twice in 5 seasons about what's my fucking rank.
Wasn't enough gym equipment around for him to...
That's funny because somebody else was saying that when that happened, it was like you knew it was there.
Yeah.
It was like you can see it in his eyes. But he just, he stayed on top of it. So it's like, okay, that's what got him.
Right, when you see, you're like, oh, there's the murderer.
Right.
There's the murderer. Because I figured that the guy who was willing to pull the trigger was there, and that's the guy. But then again, the Prop Joe, we've talked about this before.
Oh, yeah.
That was a really sad one, and to me, that was one of the that was as compassionate as he could be. Like, he liked Joe, he didn't want to have to kill him, but it had to be done. So close your eyes, we'll shoot you in the back of the head.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It'll go fast. It'll be fast.
Yeah, I think he associated everything basically to him was business.
Right.
It was business and power. And it's like, I guess, corporate America, and especially in the scene in the prison scene where he actually lost his cool. I think it's something where, look, if this was, I think we spoke about this before also, if this was Goldman Sachs, I need to know everything that's going on.
Yeah,
I need to know what's going on if it's going to affect me drastically.
Yeah,
and if it's going to affect me not as drastically, I still need to know what's going on. But if you don't tell me and I don't know, then it's going to affect.
That's what Warren Buffett said to Homeboy. You need to know what's going on, man.
You making 50 cents in a month.
Inside trading over here. I need to know what's happening, man.
Yeah, you know what? That conversation has probably happened in other boardrooms. It's just It's just not my name is, but my name's on the street. So like, he was bad mouthing me in the boardroom, and I didn't know it. Well, it has to come back. It's probably the same discussion.
The show did a great job of equating the street level drug dealing and that whole hierarchy to the political and police department corruption, backroom deals, which was no better than what was going on in the street. Correct. It was just a legitimate legal sort of skirting the rules. And I think that's what made the show so great also, because it showed both sides honestly like that. There was no agenda to that show either. I never watched it feeling like I was being preached to on one side or another. It was just, hey, this is how it is. Take it like you will, which is great. Such just complete, I call it watchability. It's just you. And I know, like I said, it ended a while ago, but that show is one of those that is just going to go on. You guys are going to be cursed with people constantly coming up because I mean during the first
Jimmy
run,
Walker, I don't want to good times.
You're not screaming dynamite everywhere you go.
The rest of my life, I'll take Cuddy the rest of my life.
Believe me, it is a great thing, and I didn't mean it like a typecasting thing or anything like that. I meant like the first run of The Wire when it was being run on HBO. I don't know how many people watched it or what have you, but so many people are just now getting to watch it.
That's right.
And believe me, years from now, they're still going to be fucking putting in whatever the hell it is, a chip in their head. And, hey, I'm watching The Wire right now.
Dude, I was on Amtrak yesterday, and it's just one of them surreal moments. I walked past this dude, and he's watching The Wire on his, on his laptop, right? Now, I'm looking at Bunny Coleman on the screen, so I know it's season 3. You know what I mean? So I walk past, and I just stopped, and I go, and then I kept walking.
Oh man!
He said, "You."
Yeah, wait a minute. What the fuck?
But he said the same thing. This is like it's part of what you're saying. No good guy, no bad guy. Everybody's a bit of both.
It's just what it is. Yeah.
You can't paint the.
And you can't. The thing is, you're like, wow, that guy is ruthless, but you can't fault him for being like that.
Right.
There's Glen Close.
Hi, Glenn.
Look at this.
Look, let's give a round of applause right now.
Yes, of course.
Can you guys see everything? Hi, Glenn.
Hollywood royalty.
Yes, indeed.
We're kind of backed up here. I apologize, but these are the guys from The Wire.
This is surreal right here, y'all. Marlo is right next to Glen Close. That's a little surreal for me. I don't know which one is icier. Okay, you guys, call in.
Oh, man.
you decide.
How are you?
I'm really well, thanks.
You and I met years ago. I'm sure you don't remember. It was backstage at Dane Cook's show in Boston.
Oh yeah, I remember the show.
Yeah.
I remember meeting you.
Oh,
no.
She's a great actress. That's a great actress. That is a great actress.
See the realism there?
Yeah, I remind her of the rabbit she killed.
Never gonna live that rabbit down.
No, I don't think I will.
We were just talking to these guys too about being, because The Wire is that show that nobody can ever forget. Do you find that most people associate you with that? Is that kind of frustrating to have that one role be so prominent in your kind of identity?
No, actually, I'm actually pretty proud of it. I think it's an amazing achievement to have been part of something that actually has become part of our culture. Absolutely. And I think The Wire is exactly the same kind of show.
Wow. Did you were nominated for Fatal Attraction?
Yes.
And who won that year?
Cher.
For what? Was it Silkwood? Moonstruck?
Moonstruck.
Moonstruck. Oh, that sucked. We all know that.
When somebody beats you like that, I know on some level, like, hey, it's another good performer, but is it really annoying on some level? You're like, look, I saw that. It was like if you're losing to De Niro for Raging Bull, but when you're losing to Moonstruck, you're kind of like,
We'll see how
I
she
don't know.
answers this.
I was actually having a great time. I was like 8 months pregnant. I don't know if you remember that. And and Michael Douglas and I came out and gave an award together, and I came out hugely pregnant, and everybody just laughed because in the movie I say that I'm carrying his child.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it was like proof I was telling the truth.
Amazing.
What is your show now?
Damages.
Yeah.
And that's it's about an attorney.
Yes.
I knew that. I had to ask just for the audience.
Wow, a lot more than that.
Oh yeah.
It's just about an attorney. It's correct.
You know
Goes to
how
court,
guys,
goes
you know,
home.
we were working still at 12 o'clock last night,
Oh,
so that's
wow.
why I'm looking a little worse for wear.
That'd be funny if it was just about a lawyer, but it didn't cover court at all. Just about the lawyer and the car problem she has. How great would that be?
Can I just ask one quick question?
It is.
Can I ask one quick question?
Certainly.
When you were doing Fatal Attraction, did you guys get to improvise at all, or was it all scripted and set? Or
It was pretty scripted.
Okay.
It was pretty scripted. We worked a lot, collaborated a lot on the script before we started.
okay,
I did a lot of research about that character.
Absolutely.
And there were sometimes there were some scenes that still. I mean, the scene where I say I won't be ignored.
Oh, yeah, we were just talking about that.
we just
We were
broke that line.
just talking about
That
that.
was like
not
that was
be
the hardest
ignored.
scene for me to do, and I
yeah.
couldn't figure out, why. And it was a kind of thing where they'd ask the whole cast to go away and the crew, take a break, and you kind of were there figuring it out. We cut a lot of lines, and then I think what had happened when I think back on it, I was wearing that little teddy. I felt so vulnerable and so uncomfortable and so upset, and so I was actually going through as that actor what the character was kind of going through, and but it wasn't an easy scene.
That line it resonates with people. It's everybody
That's it.
has hooked up with a person like that, male or female, and it's frightening how good that was. I won't be ignored, Dan. Because
Knew
you
he
know
was
at that
in
moment,
trouble.
Dan is in trouble.
Boy, is he in trouble.
Ooh,
is not
she
gonna
not
end
going
good.
away quietly.
Did people have trouble shaking that role from you? And because you really
I
did
thought that
come
was
off
gonna happen.
like a complete psychopath. You did a great job.
It's interesting. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I'm here, is to talk about mental illness.
Yeah.
Because we're having this event at the Mets game on the 18th. But I have gotten letters from people saying that she is, this kind of behavior, this kind of behavior. So now I had huge empathy for that character because with my research, I came up with psychiatrists with the fact that somebody behaves like that if they'd been, for example, incested at a very early age, and she has all those weird things about her father. Sure. So she had secrets that the audience never knew, and it really kind of affected her behavior and made me really love her. And
So you really did sit down with professionals and say, okay, what type of background would this person have had to have turned out like this?
absolutely, because if you're going to boil a bunny,
Yeah. You got to know where that comes from, I guess.
That's so true.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Thanksgiving, we boil bunnies.
What kind of research did you do? Because obviously, to play that kind of a ruthless, cold killer, what kind of research did you have to go through?
It's funny because me personally, I kind of threw everything up against the wall, but also studied the behavior of other people that I knew. And it was just a lot of writing down also and just asking a lot of questions. And there was one specific book that I would always flip a page on, which is what a lot of people tend to read, Art of War and the 48 Laws of Power.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I would
right.
always basically pull something from that book because it was coming from a position of power.
Wow,
really
now
challenging.
that
great.
you think about it,
That's sweet.
Was that the
yeah,
book they were
Marlowe
referencing?
really did kind of adhere to a lot of those rules.
He really did.
Makes sense.
Even if he didn't know that he was adhering to it, he was basically, and he didn't. Marlowe didn't actually research the book. He didn't go and say, "Okay, I'm going to read it."
Right,
He just lived
right.
a life, and I would basically just try to apply it like that. And also this, you would find people, and you would basically study the way that they move and the way that they think and how they respond to certain things. Also, and I would just study
Doing it
their
that
behavior.
way, yeah. Well,
And
amazing
you-
job. Jesus.
When you did your what is the charity for mental illness? What exactly you're involved with that?
it's called Bring Change to Mind. I co-founded this organization. My sister's bipolar, and my nephew is schizoaffective. So I've seen, what that kind of illness does to people, and I've also seen what stigma, the terrible stigma that really is really rampant still in this country about people living with mental illness. There's so many misconceived ideas about it, and so as an actor, I know the power of words, and I've had certain jobs in my career where there's certain words. I did way back, actually, with Ted Danson, a movie about incest, and I couldn't even say it, and I know that if you for things like schizophrenia or bipolar or a borderline personality, all those scary things. It's a part of being a human being. I mean, 1 out of 4 people is touched in some way by mental illness. So it's part of being human. It doesn't separate you from being human.
This room.
Yeah.
So,
There's a bunch of people
just
without mental illness walking around, because the average in here is, believe me.
3 for 3.
Coming.
Do you find, though, like, 'cause we've all been affected by it on some level, by knowing somebody or having hooked up with that one person, and the frustration that comes is sometimes, like, as a person who is affected by other people having it, I'm like, there is a piece of it that is very self-centered by that person. Not the part that they can't help, but the part that's self-centered. And I'm always like, that's not addressed enough. And then people just wind up resenting them for being mentally ill instead of having empathy for them, because the self-centered part of it isn't addressed. So you feel like they're being victimized, or they're saying they're being victimized, but they're not kind of owning up to the part of it that is
taking
theirs.
a little responsibility.
It's from both sides. And one of the reasons I never would have done this without my sister and my nephew, because they're the ones who are living it on a daily basis. If they weren't willing to out themselves nationally, we have this PSA that we did that Ron Howard directed. I never would have done it, because the people who are living with it have to be willing to talk about it. And that's a huge thing, because a lot of people are living with it secretly. They're afraid to talk about it, sometimes with good reason in the business, in the workplace. A lot of people think that you can't be ineffective and have a person and have a full life, but you can.
I know what Jimmy's talking about, too, because we've talked about the show Hoarders. You watch Hoarders, and obviously these people have mental problems. They are mentally ill. But you sit there and just grind your teeth going, take her out to lunch and burn the house down. Just burn the house down with all the junk in it. Because they're being very like, okay, well, you pick out. Now, everybody, let's make sure she's only throwing away things she wants to throw away. And I'm yelling at the TV, why are you coddling this person? Like a lunatic.
That's the frustration that comes into play.
And that's the frustration factor with it. And I guess, is that part of the knowledge that you're trying to get out there? Like, hey, maybe they can't help it.
Yes. I mean, I think there are a lot of levels with this. And I think there's a lot of ignorance. We toss around words like lunatic and crazy,
He does. I don't like those words. He does.
Those words are hurtful.
That's just from where I grew up.
Yeah.
My house was full of lunatics and crazy people. Believe me.
We have a history of it in my family too, but it was a big deal. We had no language for that. We had no language for it. My sister was just the wild girl, the wild child.
Would that be fits of rage? And like bipolar is, because I know I've known bipolar. Is that like you're really good 1 minute and then just in a rage the next, or is it day to day?
No, again, they're
different.
Everyone's
levels.
different, but basically you have highs. You have kind of manic periods where if you're a creative person, you are really at it. You're creative. You're on a high, and then you have really serious depression. And so you kind of go in between the both.
I've wondered too many times. Obviously, like I go through my highs and lows like every person. But I mean, all right, I want to hang myself, and then I'm like, oh my god, I'm fantastic. They should just film me. Like it's like you kind of go through these periods, and it's like I'm in therapy. I mean, it's not really.
Who isn't?
Yeah. But it's like I wondered about medication. Like I take Sam-E, which is like a natural thing. I'm afraid of medication killing creativity or the sex drive.
That's very interesting, because my sister, who's a writer, This is kind of really hopeful because there are meds that do work, and you can, if you're with a good doctor, know how to regulate them. And there are times when she's going into a low or going into a manic where they have to have a little bit of a
little tweak,
and then they really believe that you can't lose your creativity. It is possible to stay creative, but you have to know how to manipulate the meds, and that's very, very possible.
And I'm afraid of being lazy, I guess. Like I don't smoke pot or drink. I know, believe me. I'm a bag of shit with teeth. But I'm afraid of being so lazy where pot makes you lazy mentally. They say it's not addictive, but I know a lot of creative people that smoke dope and then they just don't work, and I'm afraid of that, that lackadaisical or that haze falling over me. That's why medication scares me.
Yeah, I think a medication scares a lot of people, and I think it's the reason why a lot of people don't seek help. There's also the whole world of guys coming back from and women coming back from our two wars who are suffering seriously from PTSD. And that they need help, but the culture is don't admit that you have a weakness. Don't admit, and I think that's where we have to have a real change in our thinking. And I just want to be able to mention this game. It's on the 18th of June. It's the day before Father's Day. It's an evening game, and we have 500 seats to sell. And you can get on bringchangetemind.org and click onto the Strikeout Stigma with the Mets. And I've been singing the anthem with the Mets for 20 years, so I'll be singing the anthem again, and I'm really excited about it.
Very cool.
All right, great. We should get all the plugs out and stuff, right? Make sure, but we have to break. Is break player?
We
definitely have to break.
Okay, and let's. So that's Glen's charity, and what's the date again?
June 18th.
June 18th. It's at Shea Stadium.
It's at
City Field. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you start the anthem real low?
Very low and very fast.
You have a lot of confidence when you start, and then you're like, I think I started too high.
I did that once.
I know what's coming up.
And then I ran off the field and made a gagging motion. It was up on the field.
Oh, really? Cheese that one. Damn it.
That's great.
That's a hard song.
It's great to know what happens to Glen Close, too.
And we have to thank also Chad and Jamie, of course, and I want to get out all the information on this charity event. Anthony and I are going to be taking part. It's the Wire Paintball. It's this Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11. It's 3 hours, and there's certain meet and greet possibilities afterwards. A lot of cast members are going to be there.
I'd be like, break yourself! Break yourself! I love that, right? Yeah, I'm so intimidating.
It's what?
Andrew Breitbart's here now.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll take a quick break, and we're going to have Stoop's going to be there. Omar will be there. I'm just giving you character names, obviously. Cuddy Marlowe. It's going to be an amazing event. It's New York City Paintball. Call 201-852-8777. Anthony and I will be there. And I'm babbling at this point, and we love you guys, and thank you for coming in. Thank you, Glenn. We'll be back in 2 minutes with Andrew Breitbart, and then we have Vincent D'Onofrio at 9:30, whatever.
Cool.
Gregorio!
Antonio!
Amy.